Hey guys, so this week we're talking about how PCOS has affected our relationships. Um, and that's everything for me anyway, including anxiety, depression, mood swings, and even micromanaging kind of what I put into my body or the schedule I stay on so I can take my medications between certain hours and everything like that, having to pre-plan if I want to go somewhere or, stay somewhere else, I have to make sure I have everything that I need to take care of myself. I also have to make sure that if I'm going somewhere or going to be eating in a place I'm not familiar with, that I kind of plan ahead so I can kind of avoid a meltdown that I might have. Also, the mood swings have affected several relationships in my life. I've maybe said things that I wouldn't normally say, or been a little more nasty or hateful in situations where I maybe normally wouldn't have been that way. Typically, that's been with my family. I can usually control it with other people, although there's been a couple people who have fallen victim to those times in my life, but there's not really, I haven't really lost a relationship because of it or anything like that. Though I really think all of my relationships have been impacted, probably by my mood swings. I had a panic attack at my last job, which eventually led to me leaving that job. I don't regret that, though I know now that anxiety had to do with my PCOS. Um, but, and of course, part of it was the work environment. But I don't regret leaving that job. I'm a lot happier in my life now, and I'm working more hours at my second job and making more money, so I can't complain. Um, but there's a lot of times where even things from, people see the pill bottles and they ask about it, like, what are these? And maybe they'll like, crack jokes about you having drugs or whatever, but like that crap's not funny to me, and I don't really have any problem, letting them know. I usually just say that it's for a condition I have, but it's not narcotics or anything. It's not pills that are fun to take. Um, I I usually am, pretty straightforward about it. I don't really like to explain what the condition is because I feel like a lot of people have kind of a negative reaction to it. And I know I should probably be more advocating for the condition, but it's hard because I think people look at you differently. I think people kind of think it's gross, honestly. Just the words polycystic ovarian syndrome, I think people, for one, a lot of men are put off by ovaries and they're afraid of vaginas, and like, I don't understand why there's like such a stigma about like saying these words and why they're like grossed out by like, if you tell them, well, I don't have regular periods, and they're like, oh my God, periods, I don't want to hear about it. Like, I don't understand, but I don't really want to deal with it. So I don't typically explain about the condition. Some people I will, but a lot of people, they just don't understand it. If I'm close with them or they have a genuine interest, yeah, I'll explain it. I'll, tell them about what the condition's all about, things it causes, things like that. But other than that, I don't tell just anybody. Um, I feel like I'm not sure in future relationships how much of it I really want to explain to someone up front, but I do think it is going to play a vital role. Um, I do want to have kids, so I think it's going to make a huge impact on future dating situations, especially when they're serious, of course. Um, there's even been times when I've been in an intimate setting with someone and I haven't, um, you know, in the past, like, really wanted to, like, do anything because I have, I have had, like, ovarian pain, from the cyst, like, during intercourse or things like that. Um, it definitely has a huge impact on that. And now, since my diagnosis, I, not that I wouldn't, but I feel a lot differently, about dating because it concerns me. I guess that somebody would maybe, when I explain to them about PCOS, that maybe that would be something that is, a deal breaker for them because if they want kids and I explain to them that, I can't probably have kids as easily as normal women, um, maybe they don't want to deal with that. And I can't blame them. Maybe they don't want to deal with, certain things about my lifestyle, that I can only eat certain things or, stuff like that. Maybe they don't want to deal with that. But then I obviously don't need them in my life anyway. So, that's kind of how I feel about it. People are either going to be receptive and understanding about the condition, or I don't really need their negative energy. And that as a whole is kind of how I view everything. I think that's a lot of why my relationships have survived because people do genuinely care about me. And they can at least forgive me for things that I've said or done or, things like that. But, it's hard because, say, in a situation, maybe where I've had some anger with somebody, I feel completely horrible about it, but it's like, I can't apologize and just be like, look, I don't know what came over me. I just feel fucking crazy. Uh, I don't think people are really receptive to that kind of apology, and I don't think they really take it seriously. But, now that I've been diagnosed, I think maybe people are not only have those sort of situations kind of cease to happen, they're not as intense, and they don't happen as often as they were happening just prior to diagnosis. So, people that really care about you, regardless, I think will always be there for you. And, people in the future, if they've got a problem, then, you don't really need them anyway. So, I don't know, that's kind of how I look at it. But I know that PCOS is going to definitely be something that affects every relationship in my future, um, for the rest of my life, because this isn't a condition that just goes away. But I think it'll be easier as time goes on. I'll get more used to it, and it'll be a lot easier. I will be able to probably explain more, and maybe there won't be such a stigma about it because I know that kind of affects me also. Um, but that's pretty much how PCOS has affected a lot of my relationships. If you've got any questions or anything like that, feel free to leave them in the comments or contact us on Tumblr, and I'd be happy to answer all of your questions. Thank you.